Hare Krishna everyone, and welcome back once again to our ongoing series on the glories of our most beloved Sri Vrindavan Dham. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pastita Deshatarane. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we're continuing with our mini-series on Stimulation for Ecstatic Love, and this will be part 152, in which we will continue our discussions on Radha and Krishna's disguises. In this lecture, we will discuss another very interesting disguise that Krishna assumed, and that is of a female doctor. A female doctor. It's really interesting. It's from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's book entitled Chamatkara Chandrika. So one day, in Yavat, Jatila, Radharani's mother-in-law, told her daughter Kutila, "The attachment Radha has for Krishna is increasing day by day. By this, our family will be shamed. So I have a plan by which they cannot meet each other anymore. I've decided to keep my daughter-in-law, Sri Radha, inside the house. I will not allow her to go to Pavana Sarovara, nor to the Jamuna for taking bath, and I will even stop her going to the forest for Surya Puja." So Kutila, her daughter, replied, "Mother, you may be able to stop all these outings, but what about when Radha goes to the house of Yashoda to cook for Krishna every day? She goes to cook breakfast." So Jatila replied, "You go and tell Yashoda that our Radha will not be able to come to her house anymore to cook for Krishna. Tell her if she wants to feed Krishna food cooked by Radha, then it must be cooked in our house. It must be cooked in our house." The gopi, Dhanista, can come daily and take the food to Yashoda's house. So that was the plan. So Kutila went to Nandagram and informed Mother Yasoda of Jatila's decision. And from that day on, Radha was not allowed to leave her house, which meant that Radha and Krishna were unable to meet. Oh my gosh. Now, being deprived of seeing Krishna, you can imagine, Radharani developed a fever. What type of fever? A fever of separation, vipralamba bhav, high fever of separation. And trying to stop this fever, her Sakis had her sleep on cool lotus leaves. But immediately the leaves would dry up and turn to powder. Then they smeared Sri Radhika's body with sandalwood pulp and camphor. But still, due to the excessive heat of the fever, it all dried very quickly on her body. It didn't work. So by this time, Srimati Radharani lay motionless on her bed and would not even respond when someone addressed her. Very deep mode of separation. Now meanwhile in Nandagram, Krishna ate food cooked by Rohini, but he was unsatisfied. And when Mother Yasoda saw that Krishna was not eating to his full satisfaction because the food was not cooked by Radharani, she sent Dhanishta, the gopi Dhanishta, to Yavat to bring some cakes cooked by Radharani. So when Dhanishta arrived at Sri Radha's home and saw Radharani lying on her bed, she said to Lalita, who always accompanies Srimati Radharani, "Because Radhika has not come to Yashoda's house to cook for Krishna, Rohini Devi is cooking. But Sri Krishna is not satisfied. So Mother Yasoda has sent me to bring some sweets and cakes cooked by Sri Radha." Now, of course, Radha was nearby, and when she heard this, she immediately got out of bed and began preparing many varieties of cakes and sweets with great energy and enthusiasm. And she said to Dhanista, "Being separated from Krishna, being deprived of his darshan and service, I have been suffering so much." So Dhanisa said, "O Radhe, as you have been suffering in separation from Krishna due to your inability to see him. So in the same way, he has suffered, deprived of your darshan and the food cooked by you, the source of his suffering. So very soon, because there was a plan in motion here, Sri Radha prepared sweets, and as Dhanista prepared to leave, she whispered quietly in Radhika's ear. She said, "I have an idea. Pretend that you have been bitten by a snake, and I will bring Krishna here disguised as a female snake charmer, or like a snake doctor. Her name will be Vidyavali. And when she comes here, then both of you shall meet. Finally you'll be able to meet. And I will discuss this plan with Vishaka and the gopi named Nandimukhi." So Dhanista then departed for Nandagram, where she gave all these delicious preparations to Yasoda for Krishna's pleasure. Now the plot unfolds. Transcendental pastimes, obviously all arranged by Purnamasi. So later on, early in the evening time, back at Yavat, Vishaka, who's always with Radharani as well, suddenly rushed towards Jatila and started rolling on the ground, loudly shouting out while weeping false tears. So surprised, Jatila asked, "My child, what has happened? Tell me." So Vishaka said, "Dear mother, your daughter-in-law, Shri Radhika, has been bitten by a snake." So shocked, Jatila said, "Where and how was she bitten?" So Vishaka replied, "The snake was hiding at the base of a plum tree in the garden. Radha saw the jewel on its head glittering through the leaves, and she extended her hand to take it, when the snake suddenly bit her." So when Jatila heard this, she screamed, "Alas, alas, a thunderbolt has struck me on the head." And she immediately ran to Sri Radha's bedroom and saw her lying on the ground, shaking and moaning. So Jatila frantically called her daughter Kutila and said, "Daughter, go quickly to the cowshed and bring your brother Abhimanyu, the husband of Radharani. Then go and fetch a snake bite doctor. By the chanting of his mantras, my daughter-in-law will be freed from the effects of the poison." So then Jatila said to Radha, "My dear daughter, how are you feeling?" So very weakly, Radha replied, "My whole body is burning due to the heavy poison from the snake. I'm not able to talk much, but I beg you not to call any man to treat me. Please, I'm a married woman, and I cannot be touched by any man other than my husband. If any man touches me, I will die." So Jatila said, "But my dear, at this dangerous time it is not proper to consider these rules. In Shastra it has been declared, for the purpose of medicine, one can even drink wine. For the purpose of medicine, one can even drink wine. When this kind of instruction is there in the scripture, why be so concerned that a man, doctor, will touch you to cure you?" Then one lady, a neighbor of Jatila's, who had come to see what all the fuss was about, said to Jatila, "Why are you so worried? Just call Krishna, who has subdued the most poisonous snake, Kaliya. He knows all kinds of mantra tantras. If he comes, then your daughter-in-law will be cured immediately." So of course Radha's there, and when she heard this, she pretended, because the plot is unfolding, she pretended to be very angry and said, "I have been blamed for being unchaste, and my character is in question because of this person, Krishna. If I see him, it will cause me more pain than the snake bite. What to speak if he touches me? If he enters the house, I shall die. Those who are proposing to bring him, I consider my life-killing enemies. Don't bring him as a doctor. I'll consider it my life-killing enemy." So then Jatila told Lalita and the other Sakis, "Please stay with Radha. I'm going to Purnamasi Devi, who is all-knowing. I will ask her how to solve this problem. So Jatila left to meet with Purnamasi. Now by divine arrangement, at that time, the gopi Nandi Mukhi was visiting Purnamasi. So when Jatila arrived, she said to Nandi Mukhi, "You have learned all kinds of scriptures from your father, I have heard. Do you know the process for removing poison from a body? My daughter-in-law, Radha, has been bitten by a snake." So Nandi Mukhi replied, "Sorry, I don't know that. But my younger sister, Vidyavali, has learned mantras for curing snake bites. She is visiting our father's house in Mathura." Now when Jatila heard this, she immediately fell at the feet of Nandi Mukhi. And she said, "I humbly offer my obeisances to you and beg you to come to my house in Yavat along with your younger sister, Vidyavali. Let us go to your house now and take her with us immediately." Now at this point, Krishna was waiting in Nandi Mukhi's house dressed as Vidyavali. That was their plan. He's taken the dress of a female doctor, a snake doctor, Vidyavali, the so-called sister of Nandi Mukhi, who knew the science of curing snake bites. And so accompanied by Jatila and Kutila, Nandi Mukhi hurriedly returned to her house to fetch Vidyavali, her sister. Entering the house, she explained the situation to Vidyavali and concluded saying, "Please go at once with these two ladies and cure Radha of her snake bite." Now, casting a shy glance at Jatila and Kutila, Vidyavali, Krishna disguised, she said, "My father-in-law's family is very aristocratic, and I am now a housewife in that family. How can I go to another's house? My family's reputation will be stained." So Jatila fell at the feet of Vidyavali and begged her to return to Yavat with them. But Vidyavali said, "You do not know the system of our Brahmana family. In your cowherd family, ladies move freely from house to house. But in our Brahmana families, ladies do not go to other homes unaccompanied or uninvited. Besides, I have heard that the ruler of this land, Nanda Maharaj, has a very wicked and naughty son. He has a very bad character and attracts any beautiful lady he sees. I'm very afraid of him, and I dare not go out of the house in this area." Then she paused for a moment and said, "However, I have now come to your house, and whatever you ask of me, I'm actually bound to do so. If my going to Yavat will save the life of this girl, then I must go. But you must accompany me, Nandi Mukhi. Only then I will go." So Nandi Mukhi replied, "Do not be concerned. We will accompany you to Yavat." Now on the way, Vidyavali said to Jatila, "I have memorized all the mantras for removing poisons. And when this mantra is chanted upon a bitta leaf and chewed, it becomes a very powerful medicine. As soon as your daughter-in-law eats that leaf that I have chewed, immediately all the poison will be removed. But will your daughter eat pan that is chewed by me, the doctor, Krishna?" Jatila said, "My daughter is very respectful to Brahmanas. She will never refuse to eat the remnants of a Brahmani. Rather, she will eat it with great devotion and respect." Wow. So when all of them reached Jatila's house, Jatila and Abhimanyu both washed the feet of Vidyavali, Krishna in disguise, sprinkling the remnants on Radha's head and holding it to her mouth to drink. So Jatila told Radha, "I have brought with me the most powerful expert in removing snake poison. She's the younger sister of Nandi Mukhi. Her name is Vidyavali. She will offer you betel nut chewed by her. Please take it with love and devotion, without any hesitation. Then you will be cured immediately. So then Jatila brought Vidyavali to Radharani's bedroom. And Vidyavali saw that Radha had covered her whole body with a cloth. So she told Jatila to uncover Radha so she could chant the mantra upon her whole body. Then she told Jatila, Vidyavali, I will need to check her body to see which area the poison has gone in. Then Krishna, disguised as Vidyavali, started to chant different mantras, touching the body of Sri Radha as she chanted. Then turning to Jatila, she said, after chanting this very powerful mantra and touching her body, I see still the poison has not left her. This is very surprising. So Jatila said to Vidyavali, please give her the bitter leaf that you have chewed. You told me it was the most potent cure. Please do this now. So Vidyavali took one bitter leaf and making a show of chanting some mantra over it, and after chewing it, gave it to Sri Radha. And after some time, Vidyavali turned again to Jatila and said, even after giving her the chewed bittle, still the poison has not left her body. So now Jatila is really anxious. So she said, what to do then? What to do? So Vidyavali hesitated. And then she said, well, there's one more mantra. It's the most powerful, but it must be chanted alone in a secluded place with the patient. Not everyone can hear this mantra. It's a special mantra that will actually bring forth the snake who bit her. Wow. That snake will then remove the poison from your daughter's body. If someone is bitten by the snake, we can see now, no mantra can save them. Only the snake himself can save them. So, all of you please sit outside and I will call this snake by mantra. Do not fear. I will save your daughter-in-law. I require only 3 hours. And then she will be cured. 3 hours alone. So everyone left the room and sat silently outside the door. And for some hours, they heard nothing. And then Vidyavali began an imaginary dialogue between her and the snake. Wow. An imaginary dialogue between her and the snake. Speaking loudly, she, Krishna disguised, said, "Oh, king of all snakes, where have you come from?" Then in the voice of the snake, Vidyavali said, "I have come from Kailash." So obviously the snake's present now. So Vidyavali asked, "Why have you come here? Who has sent you?" And the snake replied, "I have come on the order of Shivaji to eat Abhimanyu, the son of Jatila." So Vidyavali asked, "What offense did Abhimanyu commit to warrant such an instruction from Lord Shiva?" So the snake said, "Abhimanyu has committed no offense, but his mother Jatila has committed 2 offenses. So Vidyavali said, "If his mother has committed offenses, then instead of biting her, why did you bite faultless Radha?" Now bear in mind, outside the door, others are listening. So the snake, he said, "Due to the blessings of Durvasa Muni, and by the strength of her chastity, Radha's husband Abhimanyu can never be killed. But if she is killed, then her husband can be killed easily. And when both her son and daughter-in-law have died, then Jatila will die from the pain of separation." So Vidyavali said, "Oh, king of the snakes, what kind of grave offense has the old lady committed to warrant such a reaction?" So the snake replied, "Jatila is making false accusations about Krishna all over Vrindavan. Also, she's preventing Sri Radha from going to Nanda Bhavan to cook for Krishna." Hearing this conversation from outside the room, Jatila called out, "Oh Vidyavali, I beg you, please pacify this king of snakes. Subdue his anger. I will never again speak badly of Krishna. and I will never prevent Sri Radha from going to Nandagram to cook for him. Let her go daily to Nanda Maharaj's house. Please excuse me for my offenses. Everyone knows me as a mad woman. My daughter Kutila is also ill-minded and is always unnecessarily accusing Radha of bad character. Please excuse both of us for our offenses. And when Kutila, Jatila's daughter, heard her mother speaking to Vidyavali in this way, she also prayed, O Sarparaj, Sarparaj, king of the snakes, please do not bite my brother Abhimanyu. I will never again give any trouble to my sister-in-law, Sri Radha. I will never stop her from leaving the house. Let her go wherever she wishes according to her desires. And when Jatila and Kutila spoke like this, the snake king said, Hear me, O women of Yavat. Sri Radha is the most chaste lady. She is the crest jewel of all chaste ladies. Now you both promise me, with your hands on Abhimanyu, that you accept Sri Radha as the crest jewel of all chaste ladies as per my verdict. And Jatila immediately said, O Snake King, I have full faith in your words. From this day on, I will never check Sri Radha's movements. I beg that you please bless my son Abhimanyu and his wife to have a long life together. So the snake, imaginary snake, said, Oh dear old lady, now I am pleased with you. I am taking back the poison from your daughter-in-law's body, and then I shall return to Kailash. But I leave you with this warning. If you or your daughter Kutila give a bad name to Krishna and stop Radha from going to Nanda Maharaj's home, then on that day I will return from Kailash and bite your son and daughter-in-law. So after saying this, the snake disappeared. Then Vidyavali declared loudly, Sri Radha is cured, Sri Radha is cured, Sri Radha is cured. And everyone opened the door and came inside and went straight to check if Radha was cured. So Radha told them, it seems there's no trace of poison. I'm cured. And everyone offered their humble respects to Vidyavali, the snake doctor, him, and said to her, Dear Vidyavali, your knowledge of removing snake poison is so amazing. You are glorious, and you have become even more glorious by saving Sri Radhika's life. Your life is now blessed. Then everyone present told Jatila, Vidyavali has saved the life of your daughter-in-law. You should take a necklace from the neck of Sri Radha and offer it to Vidyavali as a humble gift. So Jatila, enamored by Vidyavali, she said, what is this talk of one mere necklace? All the ornaments of Sri Radha should be offered to Vidyavali. Then she said to Radha, my dear daughter, Vidyavali has saved you from death. You should personally give her all your ornaments with your own hand. Do not fear, Yashoda and your mother Kirtida will give you more ornaments to replace these. Then she told Vidyavali, my daughter-in-law will decorate you with all her ornaments. Please do not deny her and kindly accept. So Radharani happily removed all her ornaments and decorated Krishna in the form of Vidyavali. Make it very clear. And at that moment, Sri Radha was thinking that she was so fortunate that she could have Krishna's association in private for all those hours, together with the doctor, all those hours, and she was able later to decorate him in front of all those who were her greatest obstacles in meeting with Krishna, Jatila and Kutila. They had approved it all. And after receiving the ornaments, Vidyavali said to Jatila, now, dear mother, it is after midnight. May we two sisters have your permission to return to our home? And Jatila said, O Nandi Mukhi, Vidyavali, two sisters, you are both great ladies from an aristocratic family. How can you go out in the middle of the night? please sleep happily in the house of Sri Radha, and tomorrow morning you can go back to your house. So Nandimukhi said, Dear mother, of course we will follow your order, but we can perceive to some degree that the influence of the poison has not fully left Sri Radha's body. We've concluded it would be wise that at least for one night, Vidyavali stay with your daughter-in-law. Then both Jatila and Katila said, Yes, Nandimukhi, let your sister Vidyavali sleep upstairs on the flower bed along with our Sri Radha. And so by the order of Jatila, Krishna and Sri Radhika rested soundly that night on a bed of fragrant flowers. Hare Krishna. Such a wonderful pastime. I love the research and I love sharing it with you. Both the speaker and the audience are purified with Krishna Katha. Shiva Jubhumi, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Actually, I'm back in Vrindavan. Our Kartik finished and our Kartik Purikama finished. All 350 of us scattered to different parts of the world, but I'm most blessed to be back in our home, our eternal home of Shri Vrindavan Dham. So, more disguised pastimes. It's quite amazing, actually. We'll be back next Friday. Shri Shri Gauranitai ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Shri Radha Shyamu Sundar ki, Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radharani ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Gauranitai ki, Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Nitai Gaur Pimanandi, Jai Jai Sisi Radhe Shyam. Glories to Sri Prabhupada, the revealer of the Dham. Thank you, Prabhu. Your servant, Indra Swami.